Welcome to the Hamilton Buddhist Temple online service. Today we are having our November Shotsuki Memorial Service. Please note that today's service is being recorded. This allows people who are unable to attend today to watch later. Only the service portion itself is recorded. We are pleased to have Yoshi Sensei from the Toronto Buddhist Church presiding. My name is Frances Campbell. I am your Master of Ceremonies. Please join me in quiet meditation.
Please open your eyes and please join me Gassho.
Please recite the Shin Buddhist life principles with me. Entrusting in the vow of the Buddha, calling out the Buddha's name, I will pass through the journey of life with strength and joy. Revering the light of the Buddha, reflecting upon my imperfect self, I will strive to live a life of gratitude. Following the teachings of the Buddha, discerning the right path, I will share the true Dharma with all, rejoicing in the compassion of the Buddha, respecting and aiding all sentient beings. I will work towards the welfare of society and the world. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. We remember the following who have passed away in November. Suzuki Osamu, 2015. Mori Ryuko, 2010. Hori George, 2009. Takeda Eiji Miki, 2002. Kanatsuka Mio, 1987. Kuwabara Shigeno, 1987. Suzuki Ko, 1983. Hashimoto Koto, 1981. Hashimoto Naojiro, 1973. Ide Tadasu, 1979. Kitamura Yosoya, 1968. Kawai Kyozo, 1965. Funamoto Shoichi, 1959. Nishikawa Hana, 1957. Shibata Naomi, 1957. Sensei will now recite Soraiju, Gatha in praise of Amida.
Please join me Gassho. We start chanting Soraiju. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda. Ka しょもないかいいちねしゃこがんしょうかいとくおうゆいじょごぎゃくほうしょうぼうこがちょうらいがんのうじょうNow we will start chanting Junirai, and if you have your own obuturan, please start offering incense. Keshu te ni shoku ryo Amida sen ryo zoku son Zai hi mi me an ra ko 無料武士主意ね金色心情女戦のシャマタ両女蔵部両目上脈小蓮華ごがちょらいみだそ面前現状女満がいこゆ女千日が少女天空くしらこがちょらいみだそん観音ちょうだい観地ゆじ主従面相法所言のぶくげどまけうまんこがちょらいみだそ無 絶妙国、小サリ薬徳自在、古賀将来弥陀尊、自法明門菩薩衆、無量小魔上三段、一生修上願力寺、古賀将来弥陀尊、根体保険地所形、前言症状名大座、お膝上如線の、古賀将来弥陀尊、自法将来勝負心、権限人図し安楽、戦言尊厳上苦行、古賀将来弥陀尊、小有無常無我と、薬如水月伝よろ、一種成功無名字、古賀将来弥陀尊、非尊無責無悪名、薬無女人悪道不、主任死心拒否損、古賀将来弥陀尊、非尊無量法勉強、無所主悪知心、往生不退死菩提、古賀将来弥陀尊、我説非尊功徳寺、修善無変如海水、小逆前言、小有上有者、永世主上、小有非公。ナマンダ 세이 사이 노혹보다 이신 올조을 안다고. Please join me in gassho, placing your palms together. We recite Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu.
I'll introduce Yoshi Sensei for our Dharma talk today.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Again, nice to see you again. So last month, I think there was no Hamilton. Can you hear? Is that okay? Okay, great. Anyway, today we are gathered here for the November Shotsuki monthly memorial service. And that means there are already 2 months left in this year. Only 2 months. After 2 months, we're gonna say Happy New Year and start the new years. So some of you may feel the year passed so quickly. Or some of you might feel this year was really long because so many things happened. So the other day, I found an interesting article on the website. That website told me about the passage of time. The article was about Janet Low. It is a law made by Paul Janet, a 19th century French philosopher. So it states that one gets older, the promotion of 1 year in one's life becomes smaller. So that someone feels that the year is shorter and time passes more quickly when we get old. In other words, a year is 1/10 of a year for 1 year old. Is that right? But for 50-year-old, it is 1/15 of a year. So 1 year's boy or girl, 1 year is 1/10. But for the 50 years old, 1 year is 1/50th of a year. So that is why we feel a year is shorter when we get old. Or smaller. So Stony, can I ask you, you're old? Your age, it becomes more like a smaller. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so however, I think it seems that the sense of time passing quickly cannot be expressed by only such a number. For example, why young children or young people feel the time or year is longer? Because I think, especially for young child, the outside world is like Disney World. For them, everything in the world is new or unusual. They're so busy touching, smelling, and tasting new things. So I heard Martin got the new Mago, sorry, my English is getting poor. Mago wa great child, grandchild. Yeah. So your grandchild touching or smelling or tasting everything, right? Because they want to know what is there. So in other words, they are constantly giving a new and exciting things to do. And it is said that new things to learn and challenge themselves make the day seems longer. So in my case, like even though I came Canada when I was 26 or 25 years old, and that I felt each day was long because everything was new, like not only English language but also culture, food, and especially tip. Like when I went to the restaurant, the tip was the most difficult things for me because I had a question when I went to McDonald's, should I pay tip? Or when I fill the gas, sometimes it's a self, like I fill the gas by myself. But like really rare, but a few times, sometimes they help when I visit the local or countryside of the gas station. Should I pay tip to them? Or it was difficult for me, like when I have to pay and when I don't have to pay. So everything was new for me. That is why I felt the days went so long or slow. But after 2 years in Canada, I learned and I get used to how to live in Canada. And I felt the days went by so quickly. So, however, for the young children, their first, second, third, fourth, and fifth years are felt long because their lifestyle are changed so much, right? So last month, as you know, I returned to Japan to see my family for the first time in 5 years. And I was so happy to see my grandfather, my parents, and my siblings. But what was the most happiest things was to see my first nephew. My older brother got the baby 4 years ago. And unfortunately, I could not hold him as a baby. But because he was already 3 years old. So, but I enjoyed talking with him, especially he asked me so many things. For example, he asked me, "Hey Yoshi, what is this? What is this?" And I told him, "Oh, this is a pencil, so you can write on the paper with it, and you can take a note. This is a pen." All right, so it's easy if I can hold something and he asked me, "What is this?" But sometimes he asked me "Hey Yoshi, why the sky is blue?" Why sky is blue? Okay, and why the leaves is changing the color? Why they change the color? I know it was green, but now it's yellow or red. And why it's a different yellow and red? And sometimes, dark red, dark light yellow. Why is it so different? And he also asked me why insect is so small. Why insects is not big? So I had really difficult and tough time to explain to him. How can I explain to him? And so then I realized from his question, so his question and concern were beyond my imagination. Then I realized the sky being blue and insect beings small were things that I could only take for granted. So I didn't care or I didn't wonder what about them anymore when I get old because I already get used. Yeah. So when I look at things from his perspective, I felt I was allowed to live in this world that was filled with wonder, like a Disney world. So, and I felt each day was longer and more fulfilling than I had expected. And I really enjoyed. Of course, it's made me tired because I concerned so many things, but I enjoyed it. And each day was longer with my nephew. So then I thought the time does not pass faster just because we are older. So then I remember something that the temple member told me one day. He said, "Hey, sensei, every morning I thank to Buddha because I could wake up in this morning." Yeah. So before I heard, or until I heard that, waking up in the morning was something I took for granted. Or sometime when I worked late in the temple's office, I thought I didn't want to wake up anymore. I just want to sleep, right? So, but he told me, "Hey, sensei, I place my palms together when I wake up today because and thank you to Buddha," he said. So that is why I thought I was informed that waking up in the morning was not really a matter of course. And then I also remember Renya Shonin's letter, Gobunsho, on white ashes. He said, when the winds of impermanence blow, our eyes are closed forever. And when the last breath leaves us, our face loses its color. Through loved ones gather and lament, everything is of no avail. The body is then sent into our open field and vanishes from this world with the smoke of cremation, leaving only white ashes. There is nothing more real than this truth of life. So he also said, in the morning, we may have radiant health. In the evening, we may be white ashes. So we don't know what happened in this world. So when I studied this letter or his words when I was a student, I understood the meaning of these sentences in my head. But when I asked me if I really understood it from my heart, it was difficult to say yes with my confidence. And for example, when I returned to Toronto from Japan, I complained about long flight, like 13 hours from Narita to Toronto. And my hometown is Oita, Kyushu Island. So it's also take the long flight, Oita to Narita. And someone missed the flight and we waited, him or her. So that is why I had to stay at the airport 2 hours more. There I complained, where is he? Where is she? Oh my gosh, why they cannot come to the airport on time? And I have to stay in the plane for 30 hours more. I complained, and the cost is a lot because after still it's kind of pandemic, or we need to be careful with the coronavirus. But people start traveling, or include myself. I went back to Japan, so the cost is much higher than usual. So long flight, high cost, paying a lot. I complain a lot. However, when I watched 2 movies, I got tired and I closed my eyes and I felt the deep sleep. And then when I woke up, the airplane had arrived in Canada. The flight attendant announced we have arrived in Toronto safely. The temperature outside is 9 degrees. And what I thought when I heard that, was I happy to wake up safely in the morning, or at that time it was night, but was I happy to alive in Canada safely? No, I was not. I thought it's cold outside. So 8 degrees, it was cold for me because I stayed in Japan, South Island for one month. So I felt cold. So again, like even though I woke up safely, I complained. So I need more practice as a Buddhist minister. Then when I emailed to my family to tell them that I had arrived in Canada safely and I was looking forward to seeing them again, my brother sent me or replied to me with my grandfather's words that I would never forget. And my grandfather said, 老少不助. So we will leave everything up to Amida's other centered power. 老少不助. So if you compare me with my father, who is 95 years old, it's easy to think he will pass away before I do. However, my grandfather said 老少不助. That means life is not guaranteed. Life is not guaranteed. That we never know what will happen to the old or the young because of 老少不助, because life is not guaranteed. So it can be easy to feel distress or anxiety because this world has no guarantees. So the only things that we can rely on is Amida Buddha's other centered power. And we know the other centered power of Amida Buddha became the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu. I'm sure Amida's true aspiration has reached me, my grandfather, my nephew, and everyone when we do Gasho and recite Nembutsu from Amida's great compassion and wisdom. And today we place our palms together for the November Shotsuki monthly memorial service of November, because we know our ancestors or our Sangha members, Dharma members, or Buddhist community reached the Buddha's compassion to us. And we just respect their lives and appreciate Amida's compassion. Thank you so much. Please join me in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda.
Thank you, Sensei, for your always thoughtful Dharma talks and giving us so much to think about in our daily lives. Thank you. Please recite with me the golden chain of love. I am a link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. May I be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. May I think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda. Namanda. Announcements. On behalf of the Hamilton Buddhist Temple, we would like to thank Yoshi Sensei for today's Dharma talk and the Toronto Buddhist Church for supporting our temple and for providing us with Yoshi Sensei's services. We are grateful for the support from the JSBTC National Board and ministers and temples across Canada. The next service will be online on Sunday, December 11th at 1 p.m. This brings the formal portion of our service to a close. Please put your hands together in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today.